Hello, and welcome back to Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. We're gonna make some more ships. I've already made... Let's see if the game can just respond. Already made some British ships. A battleship. And a total of 3 battlecruisers. Kind of made the 13.5 50 caliber, the standard gun for Britain, 1918. Except for this one, which is supposed to be kind of like an older design, 12-inch guns. And this one, rather special. It's called a large light cruiser, but it's actually a battle cruiser. So, not a whole lot of armor or bulkheads, but very fast for 1918, and with a decent punch. A heavy cruiser, which I kind of like the look of. Another heavy cruiser based on one of the older armored cruiser hulls. Not as fast as the first one, actually quite slow, but with very decent firepower and a lot of armor. And 2 light cruisers, which are kind of similar. This one being the larger one with 5.5-inch guns. Because the 5-inch guns were Mark IV, while the 6-inch guns were only Mark III, so I went with 5s. And this one, which is slightly bit faster, but with less armor. It maxed out at 4 inches. So, let's start working on the French. Let's do a battleship first. Dreadnought 5. A decent hull. I think we can make this kinda fast, at least for 1918. What's the max optimal speed? Is only 22.5. I think we can push it up to 25. Oil and geared turbines. Oh yeah, 1 funnel is gonna be enough. But there's an argument to be made for more than 1. It's a very tiny funnel. It's gotta be kind of tall though, so it doesn't look weird. There we go. 2 funnels. So we have some redundancy in case one gets hit. And again, we're gonna go with 13 because these are Mark III. I'm gonna make some battleships for each nation from 1920 as well, where we hopefully get Mark III 14-inch guns. Maybe even 15s? That's some decent firepower. 12 13-inch guns, that's really nothing to scoff at. Alright, let's build the rest of the ship. Gonna go Krupp cemented. We're gonna go over the weight limit though, if everything is maxed out. I think we might. Yeah. The Citadel was just too much. How much do I save going down in speed? Not a whole lot from 41.9. Yeah, I think that speed is actually gonna be valuable enough that it's worth the added weight. We're gonna go anti-torp 2. Gonna go reinforced bulkheads 1. And probably Citadel 3, which saves a lot of weight compared to Citadel 4. And yeah, I think the turret armor is kind of the culprit here. Because it's just way excessive. Now, may we put this back to reinforced bulkheads 2 and max bulkheads? Yeah. Coincidence 4. TNT 2, we're gonna go cap ballistic 2. Just so we actually have some HE pen. RDF is kind of nice. $15 on the conning tower. I want some more belt armor. I want to go 15. Fore and aft belt can be made, well, not quite that heavy. Main deck. Okay, so we're not that much overweight. What's our flash fire chance? Not that bad. We're gonna reduce the range. Yeah, that helped a bit. So it's not like super survivable, but it's not bad. Many bulkheads. That's it's not like it's instant suicide or anything. And the armor is probably gonna hold up to a lot of things. Yeah, 10,000 meters. It's safe from its own guns. Because I have the armor quality accounted for in the settings. Now let's go with secondaries. Mark 4 5-inch guns. Where can they fit? They can fit here. And there. Now what else? 2-inch guns. Yeah. I think that's not too horrible. What kind of range do we get from these? 11.4? That's not too terrible. These are 45s. That's again not terrible. Not great, not terrible. Now, can we go back up to... Yes, we can. Reinforced bulkheads 2. Many bulkheads was a... maximum bulkheads was a step too far. Yeah, I think that's good enough. let's just go ahead and save the Justice. Save design. Right, that's quick and easy. Let's go with Dreadnought 4. Let's make this a bit slower, but maybe a bit tankier. Maybe like so. And then a single large funnel, because that just kind of fits how it looks. And this time we can go with double 13s. And we can fit some casemates here too, to balance out the ship. Okay, let's build the rest of the ship. Corrupt cemented again. Anti-torp 3, if possible. Citadel 4 even fits. Standard ratio, standard ratio. Same ammo as the previous ship. 2 powder, TNT 2 brings the flash fire chance down. Okay, let's look at the armor. Again, the 13-inch guns are very excessively armored, so that saved a lot of weight, which can be put into the belts. And there's still a lot of weight left over. There's some weight left over. Not a lot. Can we make these 50s? It puts us over the limit, but yeah, these are some pretty punchy guns. So we can go down to anti-torp 2 to save on some weight. Which again might be a little bit risky, but I got a 4-weight offset now. How about those casemates? And we're also overweight. But not by that much, really. Not by that much. What kind of range do we have? Very solid range. It can be reduced. And we can add some 2-inch guns. What to do with the 4-weight offset? Move the superstructure a tiny bit further back. Although 4-weight offset is actually not that serious. It's less. It's 0.2%. That's basically nothing. I'm just being overly cautious. And besides, we can add some 3-inch guns here. That puts us right at the limit. Before I go, let's see these 3-inch guns. Casemates. Like so. Alright. I think we have a second battleship. Not great, like, arc of fire for that B turret, but that's kind of what you get with these towers. Now let's move on to my favorite, the battlecruiser. Let's go 30 knots to begin with. Reduce the bulkheads, because it's a battlecruiser. Increase the range, so it can actually do some cruising. Fit 2 of those. And again, we're gonna go with kind of like with the British one, with double 1350s. Well, the British got 13.5, I think 13 is good enough for the French. There you go, that's a pretty good looking ship. Now let's add the stuff. And let's see if the stuff can be added without going overweight. Let's see, electro-hydro, coincidence 4, RDF. Yeah, the stuff has been added, and we are not overweight. Still not overweight, but we don't have a lot of armor, so that will have to be rectified. Let's go 1.5 on the fore and aft decks. Still got a little bit of weight to play with. Well, I did. How about Citadel 3 as it's a battlecruiser and not a battleship? Make it a little bit less tanky. But also a bit cheaper and saves on some weight. The range is very good. Now let's see what kind of secondaries we can fit here before going overweight. Ship is overweight, yeah. Evidently not double 5-inch guns. Yeah, I got not much weight to play with, really. If I bring these in a bit further. Can I now fit my double fives? No. Oh yeah, the 5-inch guns are quite heavy. These 4-inch guns, what kind of armor do they have? Not a lot. I gave them a little bit less. But at least it has something to protect itself with. Right, I think that is our French battlecruiser. Let's save the design. We got Battlecruiser 2. We can make it a bit slower. Something like that. Kind of works. And we're gonna go with 12-inch guns. The 4-weight offset isn't even bad. There we go. Let's add the stuff. How much stuff can be added on this ship before going overweight? Don't think Citadel 4 is gonna work. Because we still got weight to add in this section down here. And especially the armor. Now, main belt armor. Can we go 13 on the main belt? Yes, we can. This can actually be a bit tankier than the previous battlecruiser, but with less deck armor. Because, you know, maybe it's an older ship. Designed with very few considerations to plunging fire. These 12-inch guns are decent the way they are. Let's add some secondary guns. I think 8-inch is a bit too much. Oh, 6-inch was a bit too much. Yeah, looks like we're going with the 4-inch guns again. look kind of modern compared to the rest of the ship, but maybe they've been refit. No spots for 2-inch triples or singles. But we can add some 3-inch casemates. Ship is now overweight. By 21 tons. There we go. It's no longer overweight. Yeah, look decent. Very good range. Neptune. So range makes it easier for this ship to actually find encounters with the enemy. So we would be more likely to see it actually engaging our ships. If the AI actually builds it, though. Now let's go on to the heavy cruiser. And this hull was a pain in the butt to build on in the vanilla game, but in Naval Arms Race, they're not that bad. Because you can actually make them balanced. And you can give them some armor. This tall advanced tower does not fit. This one does. Okay. I guess the crane is holding them up. Oh, you know, fine. Now for funnels. This is not fine. Well, that's not really fine either, because we still don't have the funnel capacity. These give me 28. They're smaller, but not quite small enough. How about this one? Yes. We get our 3 funnels. 89. So these are 38. So that would be 76 combined. 75. 2 of these, same as 3 of those. But you know, it's kind of neat to have 3 funnels. And we can compensate for that by inducing the boilers. So yeah, we're giving up a little bit of funnel capacity for let's pretend it's for redundancy and not just because I like the look of 3 funnels. And that can be like that. Now, is there anything that can fit under here? Now, what are we going to do with main guns? Are we going to go with 9-inch guns? as some of the other cruisers I've made. I think we are. We have a 4-weight offset of 0.7%. We move these further back. Okay, these can actually be added under the turrets, under the boats. That's useful to know. And yeah, the crane is holding them up. They're not floating in the air. It's not magical. It's supposed to be like that. Oh, these can be added here too. Well, that doesn't do me any good with regards to my weight offset. And I can't have deck-mounted torpedo launchers. But I can certainly add another main gun. It's quite a lot of firepower. Yeah, I'm liking that. It's a bit weird, but it's French, so I guess it's got to be. I don't think we can make it super survivable. But we can at least try to not make it like an absolute paper glass cannon was the word I was looking for. No, we still got some displacement left over. So let's go back up to reinforced bulkheads 2. Adds quite a bit of weight, and anti-flood 3. The 9-inch turrets are, again, quite excessively armored. So that actually saves some weight. Now at 10,000 meters, it's safe from its own guns. The turrets are. What about the main belt? Well, that didn't actually add a lot of weight, surprisingly. So we might be able to build something quite solid here. Because I still got over 1,000 tons to play with. Deck armor is not going to be its strong suit. Now, can I make these longer? I could make them longer, and I still have 1,000 tons to play with. Now what to do with that weight? Range, bulkheads, anti-torp. Let's add some single 2-inch guns. Because they don't seem to weigh much. 4-weight offset is well, there is a 4-weight offset. 1.4% though, it's not like it's compared to some of the 4-weight offsets you get in vanilla, it is absolutely nothing. I've just been spoiled by the Naval Arms Race mod into thinking anything over 1% is horrible, but it really isn't. What do you get at 1.3%? Basically nothing. Valdeck Rousseau SD. Save design. Alright. It's a funky little ship. Next, it's gonna be an armored cruiser. What kind of armored cruisers do we have for France? They love their armored cruisers. Let's make something on this. Let's make it slow, because it's gotta be slow. What are you on about now? Why don't you fit? You fit. Yeah, we've got enough funnel capacity. Now for main guns. What do we do with this? We got 16,000 tons. Are we gonna go all out with 11s? And just make this a almost like a floating battery? Bet 11s don't fit on here. They don't. And that's basically what we have in terms of barbettes on this hull. But we can fill it in with some 6-inch guns. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Look at this thing. Oh my god, that's silly. It is incredibly silly. It is basically a floating battery. No Citadel 4, that broke. Even Citadel 3 was too heavy, but I mean, what do I expect with 9 11-inch guns? So some of that can be reduced. Just gonna finish doing these things here. Okay, 11-inch guns are again excessively armored. There we go. That saved a lot of weight. 6-inch guns, kind of excessively armored. I think I'm being too silly with the 11-inch guns. Actually, no. Let's go with 11s, but let's go with doubles instead of triples. Let's keep these. Let's instead add more of those big turrets. Yeah, that is a floating artillery battery of a ship. And let's put some armor on it. Can I put 11 on the main belt? Yes, I can. It's even balanced somehow. Somehow it's balanced. Let's see. 2-inch singles. Are there any like spots for them that don't block the arc of fire for anything else? What 5-inch casemates? Yeah, it seemed to work. Are these now given excessive amounts of armor? They were. I would rather put some more armor on the 6-inch guns. But there we go. That is a French floating battery, Bellier. It's a silly boat if I've ever seen one. Let's use that as the thumbnail. Like so. Okay, next. Am I gonna do all the armored cruisers? No, I don't think so. Because that was large armored cruiser. We got also armored cruiser 5, which is kind of more of the same, just smaller by a little bit. Can I put barbettes on it though? Yeah, you can actually. Okay, no, we're gonna do this one too, because you can actually put decent barbettes on it. Funnel with crane? What is this? It's a huge funnel. But it kind of builds into the main tower. Alright, yeah. Is this one gonna be fast? No. It's gonna be the same speed. But we're gonna put some decent guns on it. Are we gonna do double 11s again? I'm afraid so. I'm afraid we're building another mini dreadnought. It's even balanced. That's the strangest part. Oh, and we haven't even done that yet. It's another case of French eccentricity. can't really hate it. It's kind of cute. It is endearing. We got less displacement left to play with than with the other ship. But we're probably gonna save some by reducing the probably very excessive turret armor or barbette armor that we're gonna find here. Yeah. Can I go with the 11? Oh, 9 is the maximum. Alright. How about that? Oh, they only became 49s. There we go, 50. French pocket battleship. Great main gun range. Terrible tower spotting. Strange combination. Now, I might be forced to reduce some because there are a lot of secondary spots here that I want to fill out. Oh, you can't put 6-inch secondaries on this. No, I didn't on the last one either. That was main guns as secondaries. Let's make them singles. It's more French that way. Yeah. Now for the main event. Casemates everywhere. Again, no real positions for secondaries that don't we can go with some let's go with some 4-inch casemates actually, if possible. No, 3-inch. Now, we're 1,000 tons overweight. Part of that is, of course, the excessive turret armor, the excessive casemate armor. With 10 inches on the barbettes for the main guns. You can reduce the deck citadel a little bit, also saving some weight. Now, what else? How much do I save by going down to auxiliary 1? Not much. Not worth losing out on the bonuses. Flashfire chance is rather low, but there are a lot of guns, so there are a lot of chances to actually get hit where a flashfire might start. Let's go down to many bulkheads. Didn't quite do it. .5 on the main deck, which isn't much, but it's something. Let's save it. It's so nice that you can actually now make these French armored cruiser hulls, make them work. Because I think in vanilla you couldn't put the barbettes on them, so you couldn't make like an ABXY type of design. Now let's go. We made the heavy cruiser. We made armored cruiser, large armored cruiser 5, armored cruiser 4. Not gonna touch that one with a 10-foot pole. Not gonna touch that one. Staying away from that one. Let's go light cruiser. Oh, 35, that's quite heavy. Yeah, from 32 to 33. It's almost 1,000 tons. Let's increase the range. Let's decrease the bulkheads. Let's see what happens with the better engine. Can we now go 33? No, that's still a 1,000-ton jump. Oh, is it though? 4.7. 5.2. From 32 to 35. That's a 1,000-ton jump. But that jump might be worth it. That might not. Let's stick with that. Now let's play with the funnel. .22 and a half, 19.5. But can more of them be mounted? Just not. No. So sad, because it looks like you should be able to mount 3 of them. So I'm just gonna do that. Move this back here. Decent tower spotting. Let's just induce the boilers. That's still not enough. Forced. That added a bit more weight. No, we're actually gonna go down to 32 knots. And we're gonna do what I started out with. Secondary tower. And funnels like that. Main guns. Oh, let's go with barbette first. That's very long. I wouldn't have been able to fit a like a triple turret setup, even if I wanted to. I think 5-inch Mark IV is the play here. Does that work? It does. One more pixel back? No. What if I go down to a smaller tower though? That works. That works. Alright. Now we have a forward offset. Not too surprising, given that all of the turrets are up front. We can balance that out with maybe some torpedo launchers. Like that. Can one fit all the way back? No. Secondary guns. Let's go with a 3-inch. I'll put one here. It's kind of blocking the X turret, but that's okay. Like so, that works. Okay, let's build the rest of the ship. If I now go down to induced, it's not quite enough. I'm not sure if I need a lot of barbette protection on this ship. Let's make them 20-inch torpedoes. They still fit. Excellent. Yeah, no, flash fire channels is down to 0.5. 0.6. Okay, as for armor, 5 is the maximum for the turrets. They are 55s already. That's quite decent. What's the maximum main belt armor? 4.3. Yeah, it's gonna be a light cruiser. It's not gonna be one of those quasi heavy cruisers. Yeah, that's decent. That's actually decent. Didn't add that much weight. That added quite a bit. Yeah, that's not a lot of range for a light cruiser, really. If only I could fit more funnels up here, that would have been so nice. Are we sure I can't? Let's give it one more try. Nope. Moving that funnel back a bit helped the forward offset. 2-inch singles? Yeah, they can fit somewhere. Let's ruin that forward offset again. No, no, okay, no. Right, I think that's it for our little French light cruiser. Yeah. SD for save design. Or share design, if you will. Okay. Anything else we gotta do before ending this episode? So I've been building quite a few ships now. Scout cruiser. I think that's a bit. Do we really need that when we've got this? Light cruiser 4, semi-armored cruiser 5. Not really gonna touch those. And the DDs, well, the AI does a decent job making DDs. It is a half decent job. At least the early ones, until you actually get good options like double guns and such, where you really start being able to build cheesy designs that the AI can't come up with. But for now, I think we have our French 1918 roster ready. So I'm gonna end this episode. Goodbye and take care.